Welcome to the Three Nerd Amigos. I'm Michael.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Chris.
There's that gap.
There's that. The gap was a little bit smaller this time.
Every time. No,
Chris is joining us via Skype. Yes?
Yes.
A good pause is that's how you really sell your intelligence, by a good long pause. It makes you seem contemplative and whatnot.
Well, the one and only thing I probably ever learnt when studying music was that the most powerful moment in all music is silence. Or at least that's what they said.
Just like those jazz musicians who say like, "Oh, no, about the notes they don't play. They don't play jazz."
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, don't play. Just sit there and and then drink some whiskey.
Chris, this was TAFE teachers, so it was all the people that didn't make it in the music industry, and now they got to teach it.
If those who can't do, actually, no, I'm not going to say that. But yes, or you know what, pause can be used in negotiations to establish dominance. Because, like, you know what, I don't have to, sit. You just sit back and, well, I've heard that's a technique. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Very educational.
I'm going to resist the pun. I had this really good idea for a pun, but I know. Oh wait, Chris can't punch me, so because he's on Skype. He's on Skype, so he can't punch me.
I can punch you via my mind. I mean, I can reach out.
Virtually punch.
And virtually punch you.
Virtual Hadouken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't go there. Anyway, Chris, thoughts on Aquaman?
Yes, the new trailer.
All right, let's talk about some trailers that we got to see that I was very excited. So I am excited about Aquaman.
Yes.
So it's very interesting that they're sending it into the, I guess you call it the where movies go to die month in December.
That's true.
So I was actually taking a look at the December time slot of what else is going in there, and it's got some tough competition.
Really?
And
isn't it like Mary
really
Poppins?
Isn't
it like
and Battle Angel Alita?
Yeah, but that's not
What else is coming around that time?
Sorry?
That's Michael was asking what else is coming out around that time, and I was saying.
Well, yeah. So essentially, you got Mary Poppins, and then you got Aquaman, and I think Battle Angel Alita's around that time frame as well, and that's that's a fairly.
That looks pretty good too.
In terms of reverse programming, Aquaman should be fine going against Mary Poppins. The people who want to go see Mary Poppins aren't the same people who are going to go see Aquaman.
No.
I don't know how much crossover amongst those audiences there are. Probably not a lot. But I really liked the Aquaman trailer. It's going to be very interesting to see how they do the CGI, though, because essentially they shot it wet for dry, so they're all on dry land, but then they had them in harnesses to make it look like
CGI hair and
so
stuff.
they can look like they're in water. They're doing one of my favorite storylines within the whole thing. So they're doing the Ocean Master, which is awesome. I love Ocean Master. It's Jeff Johns, who's infamously known for his work on Green Lantern, Justice League, and now Aquaman and the new Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
The thing that Jeff Johns, the problem with he's worked at DC Comics for like a million years. He's actually written some of the best comics, and the reason why it's actually good that he's on Aquaman is because in my opinion, his best ever run of comics was actually Aquaman, which is clearly, if you look at the visuals, he's basically handed them his volumes of Aquaman and say, let's do this.
Yeah.
It
looks amazing.
It's New 52 Aquaman, like almost to the letter. That's what I'm so excited about.
The city, everything is from his own work, which was Jeff Johns' Aquaman. So essentially, I was like, okay, look, write what you know. That's cool. Really, but like I said, I like Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
he's a good cast.
Amber Heard as Mira, I'm not so sure on.
Well, yeah,
I like her.
I haven't seen her in enough to say how strong of an actor she is, because Mira is meant to be his equal in terms of strength, intelligence, a whole bunch of things.
Yeah,
I hope they didn't just bring her on because she looks like Mira. It's like
that's generally not the best thing to do when you're casting a movie. Is simply if they look like them.
Yes and no.
But again, I have not seen enough of her work to actually know.
Yeah.
So
and again,
and it's shot by James Wan. Have you guys ever seen any of his work before?
He did all Saw movies.
Okay.
That's what he's best known for.
It's
So Aquaman's going to be like trapped in like a water bubble, and he's got to dig a key out of his eyeball.
I know he's done other things before. I know he's done. What did he do recently that people really liked? He did The Conjuring, which people seem to.
Yeah, he's full horror.
Did he do the Mission Impossible movies, or am I thinking of someone else? No,
he's Australian, and he's pure horror usually. So
it'll be very dark.
Well, no, he's not pure horror because he also did Furious 7.
For me, that's a horror movie. Because there's 7 of them.
But again, that movie made $1.5 billion. So I guess
and you know why it made $1.5 million?
Why?
The Rock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. You had The Rock. There you go. Sorry, my mistake.
Take him out of it, it would have only made $700 million or whatever.
Yeah, it had The Rock effect.
Yeah, The Rock effect.
But Jamie, what's your thoughts on the trailer?
No, look, I loved it. Like, I don't know massively a lot about Aquaman. Like you, I like Jason Momoa ever since Stargate Atlantis days.
Sure, it's his best.
And I just think it's funny that he's going back to Atlantis again. Just
irony.
Oh yeah,
yeah, you know,
just a better version of Atlantis.
Oh, a higher budget. Well, you can't say better yet. We haven't seen it.
Well, yes, remember Green Lantern? We were all pumped about Green Lantern.
No, Chris was pumped with Green Lantern.
Chris was. Yeah, he was showing us a different trailer every day.
You know Facebook, where you have on this day.
Yeah.
One day there was just repeated Chris posting on my wall Green Lantern trailers and all this stuff, and he's like, "This is so good, best trailer ever.
Oh,
it's gonna be amazing." And I'm
Green Lantern Chris.
Yeah.
Green Lantern Chris. So optimistic.
My absolute heart. I love Green Lantern as a character. He's one of my favorites.
You've never been the same since then, have you, Chris?
Oh, I have not. I have not been the same.
Dear.
No,
well, look, I don't know enough about Aquaman to, notice anything that's wrong or right. I just think it looks great.
Yeah.
And there was a Kraken in the trailer. Am I correct? Was I correct that I saw a Kraken?
A Leviathan?
It was like a big, giant crocodile.
Yes.
But that was, again, riding a giant crocodile as a war animal, or riding sharks as war animals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very much so.
Why not?
Those are good things, and so hopefully it does well.
No one's going to make fun of Aquaman after this movie.
No.
Well, look, I watched I've been excited about Aquaman as a movie for a while, but I really enjoyed the new 52 origin of Aquaman, how they revamped it all, and I am just so pumped to see a trailer where I'm like, you know what, this is the comic. Yeah. This is like the comic. There's Prince there's Black Mantis, and I'm Black Manta, and I'm like, you know what? Like that gets me really excited that that we could be getting the sort of like the Civil War, the invasion of the Atlanteans onto land. It's like because that's an awesome storyline. So I'm actually quite pumped for it.
It depends on where they're going with the storyline. I think I would like them to do either a land invasion or. It might be a bit too early for an land invasion. What might be cool is it might be just Atlantis is spreading out across all other kingdoms and conquering other kingdoms, and then they go, "Oh, we need a better king than a conquering guy." And then Mira, who's obviously from Zebel, which is a different one of the 7 kingdoms from the 7 seas, goes out and gets Aquaman again, which I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah, because obviously they're going to change it a little bit just to suit the cinematic universe a bit more. But so I'm a little bit trepidatious too, because I'm like, well, it is the same guy as Green Lantern, and I'm like, that's just niggling at the back of my brain about this movie. I'm like, but the trailers do look very, very good. But and also maybe they've learnt from Green Lantern too. Like, hopefully they've taken lessons away from that movie and gone, let's not make that mistake again.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Also, I was kind of weirded out when they said Nicole Kidman. I'm like, does she still act? Like,
there's probably taking the whole Marvel thing. Like, the MCU are pulling out all the old actors like Michael Douglas, Anthony Hopkins, and
I think I think they just picked her because she was Australian and the director's Australian. He was like, "Hey, like,
Hey Nicole, totally be in the movie."
I couldn't get Kate Blanchett. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, but she looks the part. I mean,
Yeah,
she does. She does.
She does look like she looks like someone that'd be like, yeah, you could be Queen of Atlantis. I can see that absolutely. Yeah. I'm very interested to see how they sort of touch on their abilities and powers, and then obviously his ability to control animals. You know, hopefully it doesn't come across as silly, but we'll hopefully, you know. Being a horror director, I expect the monsters under the sea to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that whole where he's talking to the fish in the aquarium as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. I was
watching that going, yes, okay, that is exactly what I want from an Aquaman movie. I was like, okay, cool. So I will go see, obviously.
I'm definitely going.
Oh yeah,
I hope
for
this
sure.
does well because essentially we have to, as audiences, we need to start sending the message to Warner Brothers saying we don't want every single superhero movie you make to be Batman.
Yeah.
Don't need dark gritty. There are some heroes that are dark and gritty, Batman, but there are some heroes that aren't meant to be dark and gritty. So stop trying to force them into this Dark Knight-esque thing. It works with Batman. It doesn't work with every hero. So like with this movie, it's very much of a more like Lord of the Rings underwater. I'm like, yes, that's cool. And then let's transition into the next trailer we're talking about.
Shazam. Yeah, which is totally left field, I feel. No, I'm a huge Zachary Levi fan.
Obviously. Yep.
He's a funny guy, and I think he's perfect to play a kid, a man kid.
He's very good at.
I mean, it's big with superheroes. Like, I mean, that's
because like he nails that childlike quality, of being being slightly juvenile and. Yeah, it looks quite good. I think it'll kind of come out of nowhere.
It. Yeah.
And again, Ant-Man.
What do we all think about the suit?
I think it has to be like that because it's quirky and
that's true.
And they're playing into the quirkiness. Again, not making it dark and gritty.
What do you? I mean, look, they've basically taken the 52 costume exactly, including the hood. Like, you actually look at the costume and you see the trailer. He's actually got a hoodie as also at the back of the cape.
Yeah,
which is from the new 52 version of the costume.
Yeah,
but what do we think of the puffy muscles on the suit?
I think it works.
Yeah, I don't think it looks too bad
because I see it as a film that's not going to be taking itself too seriously.
No.
Look, my only issue with the muscle suit is this looks fine by itself. However, when you put him next to Henry Cavill in the future where they're going to obviously want them to bring them together in the big Justice League thing, we're going to say that's Henry Cavill. He's ripped. That's Levi. That looks stupid.
Yeah, but you'll probably find because I follow Zachary Levi on Instagram and he's gymming it like all hell as soon as he gets the role
to get himself to Henry Cavill's stature.
Yeah, so and they're friends they follow each other on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess that he's working towards that.
Yep.
It's just not something that you can do overnight unless he does.
Oh no! Like
the Hugh Jackman thing.
Henry Cavill was in a few movies before that, and that needed a bit more muscle. And then obviously he has the frame.
Yeah.
My issue is I don't think Zachary Levi has the frame for that kind of muscle, whilst Henry Cavill was already fairly broad-shouldered, just really skinny.
Yep.
And so for him, putting himself into that was.
I do see what you mean though. When say for a future movie you've got Shazam and the Man of Steel, it's like. Yeah, he kind of looks a little stupid. But then again, I didn't actually notice.
Shazam next to Man of Steel, would be a little less intimidating.
I mean, I want to see that movie because I want to see like a superhero fully just nerd out going, "Oh, it's Superman!"
Then stop complaining about the muscle suit and support the film.
I will support this film. I really, really like the tone. I really like the vibe. It's interesting they're not going to do the villain in this one, the Black Adam, the villain.
I'm not. Again, I don't know much.
Was it's been played by The Rock, but obviously he was too busy or you know.
Yeah, too busy playing the same character in 8 other films.
Yeah, but he's like the reverse. He's like a reverse version of like. So Black Adam is basically like Shazam, but like evil powers.
So he's an adult man that turns into a kid.
Reverse Shazam.
No. Okay, now that you've said that, he needs to be, and I don't care whatever version they're going to do. No, no, he's
could play it. I'm just all I'm picturing is like what's his name? Jake Peralta. What's his name? The actor who plays Jake Peralta. Andy Samberg.
Yeah,
as the Antichrist in American Dad. No, I'm just hearing that voice.
Oh yeah. Ha! Yeah. Okay, so they actually have different. Yeah, so basically, Shazam. I'm looking up now. Shazam and Black Adam are both pulling powers from different gods. So while Shazam pulls he's got the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, something I can't remember from Atlantis, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
Black Adam appears to be pulling his powers from more like, I guess you call them, evil gods, sort of thing, or stuff like that. So they're very good counterparts. It's very the Marvel thing: two heroes fighting each other with each have the same abilities. One's got slightly better, which is the villain.
Yeah.
But it was announced ages ago that Rock was going to play him, but then obviously they're not bringing him in just yet, which I thought was a bit odd, given how it's The Rock. I thought
he's probably caught up with Fast and Furious and the next 2 Jumanjis.
Oh wait, no. Apparently it's filming next fall. So.
There you go. Huh.
They rescheduled it for The Rock.
Now here's the thing, and here's going to be the big problem. When you then put Rock next to muscle suit, one's going to look like The Rock, and the other's going to look like...
Again, I'm convinced that Zachary Levi is going to keep working out.
I hope so. I hope so. Because, look, like I said, I want this movie to do well. I like the tonal shift that they're doing. Now, speaking of weird tonal shift, let's talk about Venom. What do you guys think?
That's exactly where I was going to... Look, I love it.
Yeah.
It's different, and it's actually Venom. Again, Tom Hardy, great choice.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
He can do the whole Bane voice. You know?
Yeah, and he's voicing Venom as well, so he's doing both voices.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh
yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, but I don't know if you guys noticed this. I only noticed this because of an article mentioned it, but there's no spider pattern on his chest.
No, it's got like they've done the whole like vein, so they've got like white veins running down.
Yeah.
To sort of like mimic the spider pattern, but there's no actual spider pattern because technically, this is what weirds me out. It's not technically set in the MCU, but it might be, but it's not, and it could be, but it hasn't, and like.
Because they're being cautious. They're like, if it does well, then yes, it will be. But if not, well,
but essentially, when they
we'll just sweep it under the rug.
There's actually a really funny video of it where there's Amy Pascal from Sony, or formerly of Sony, sitting next to Kevin Feige, and they ask her, is Venom a part of the MCU? And she's like, yep, absolutely. This is a part of the MCU. And like Kevin Feige's face was like, you're what? You're fucking what? Like, he was like, is it? So then they said, it could be part of a Sony spin-off without Spider-Man. And it sounds like going... But I think Mark was right. If it does well, it's going to be part of the MCU. If it doesn't do well, it's very... I would hate to see a Spider-Man movie where eventually he doesn't fight Venom. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, that's my dream.
Yeah,
I want to see.
Who would not want to see that?
Spider-Man versus Venom, and then the following movie, it's Carnage.
Yeah, and weird deals and all these sorts of things in Hollywood, But it is very, very, very unfortunate that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Never know. We don't know what direction they're going to go after Avengers with the Infinity War and all that.
Yeah, but like I said, I enjoyed the trailer. I thought it was an excellent trailer. I thought I was very concerned that they were going to have a lot of Venom. It was all going to be in his mind and very like psychological. But then they go, no, here's Venom. Here's Venom doing Venom things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah.
I remember when they released a teaser and everyone was complaining because they didn't see Venom.
Yeah, because it was a teaser.
Yeah, and then they're like, on one hand, it's like, you show too much. On the other hand, you didn't show me enough.
The duality of showing things, yes.
Yes.
But what do you think of the Venom villain? Obviously, it's another Venom or another symbiote.
I love
I'm
it.
pretty sure it's Carnage.
No, it's not. It's
not
something else.
Carnage?
No, it's they said who it was. It's what was it?
Symbiote.
Don't know. It's another symbiote.
It's another symbiote, not Carnage.
Yeah, but it's
Riot. It's Riot.
Right.
Whoever that is.
Oh,
That sounds
I've heard the
familiar.
name.
Yeah.
So it's not.
You'd
It's
probably
not,
know more about it.
See, Carnage. You don't just throw Carnage in there. You
Yeah.
build up to Carnage. Carnage
Yeah.
deserves you.
And then they'll do Carnage and it'll be played by Topher Grace and and it'll be really annoying.
Actually, it would be kind of cool if you had Carnage, but like was this like this weedy little like
Well, Carnage
serial
is a little
killer
more
kid?
weedy.
But Carnage is smaller
Carnage
than Venom. Yes.
Carnage is
But he's more powerful, isn't he? He's like the
he's more quick, more quick.
Yeah.
He's-
More powerful is.
Well, because
Yeah.
if you're leading up to Carnage, if
Carnage is
Carnage
more brutal. Carnage is more brutal.
Okay, cool. So he's just straight up just
Yeah, well, he's a serial killer that gets
yeah.
the symbiote, and he's like, "Yes, symbiote, let's do that."
But I think we all know what we want to see, which is the eventual Venom joining the Guardians of the Galaxy like he did in the comics.
Oh
Yeah. No, I
don't think that would
enjoy
happen, but that would be
but you know, with the future of Guardians of the Galaxy up in the air, I'm kind of don't go there. Not right now. I'm still hurting.
still raw, still sensitive.
They're gonna make the movie. It's gonna be fine. Like
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes too much money. They'll protect it.
It's already $1 billion franchise. That's just those two
They'll
films.
make the movie. But yeah, I would like to see Venom I would like to see Venom join the MCU. Now, speaking of MCU, do you guys want to talk a little bit about the big and obviously historic news that came through? The Fox deal has gone through. Disney now owns everything.
Well,
Disney
you know,
are the masters of the universe now.
yeah.
So what do you
The
mean by
amount of-
that, Chris? What do they?
So let's talk about the deal a little bit.
No.
So I've been following the deal since its inception because obviously this is a huge thing. Initially, they offered the shareholders of Fox just for the entertainment business. Basically, they offered them something like
Fox Entertainment, yeah.
$50 billion of shares of Disney, which is I think that's a good deal. But then Comcast, which we came and said, we'll give you $60 million in cash, and so Disney came back and forth, and so it ended up to be something like $70-something billion of like stock and cash that they're going to give the shit like the people of Fox, because obviously the Fox actually wanted to get out of the movie industry.
Yeah.
They wanted to focus on their like Fox News, sports, that sort of thing. They didn't really want to be involved in movies, which I thought was a bit mental. Anyway, so what that means is in 2019, all basically everything that was owned by Fox is going to be owned by Disney. Now, the Disney have said like we are going to run Fox as a separate label or brand. But no one believes that in the slightest. Well, I don't.
Well,
Yeah.
now that they have X-Men,
That would be amazing.
They're going to move over to Feige's world. They're going to,
They're so gonna do
Fantastic
it.
Four, X-Men. That's there. That's fine. But I mean, I don't think you'll ever see a Disney movie going like you're not going to be seeing like Disney movie launching and then a couple of weeks later a Fox movie launching because again, why would Disney want to compete with themselves?
Yeah.
This does have a bit of ramifications in the overall like blockbuster summer movie industry because essentially there's less cinemas now making movies. Disney want to put up movies, so they're going to be very strategic about how they do it. They're not going to compete with themselves like they never do. So that basically leaves you Universal and Warner Brothers going up against this huge, basically Goliath conglomerate. It's really funny. America has long had on like things they call like the antitrust laws where they don't want to make things into monopolies.
Yeah.
But this kind of feels like a monopoly.
It actually does a little bit, yeah.
But no one's seeing it that way. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's a good thing." And look, I wanted this deal to go through because I wanted to see X-Men in Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like
that could be the whole reason they're doing it.
Marvel Comics, it should be one.
Yeah. Except for Spider-Man, which Sony owns outright. So yeah.
Yeah, but they lend them so they
Sony BMG.
Yeah, but how long until they're like, sorry, Sony, you're ours now. You're ours too.
Well, hey, this is you're right. I guess the really funny thing is for Avatar, because I think Avatar was stated to go against Star Wars on the December 19 slot.
Yeah,
that's not happening anymore. Disney are not going to let Avatar launch next to Star Wars. They are.
Yeah.
They will move Avatar forward or push Avatar back to February or something like that. It's a weird time, but essentially, a lot of people are concerned about what's going to happen with the Dark Phoenix movie.
Yeah.
Because no one's really heard anything about it since the merger, and so they're getting ugh.
Eventually they'll be like, what movie? What were you talking about?
And that's and that is a very legitimate concern that they might just go, it's $100 million plus to make it. Do we just not release it and take a bath and say, oh well, it doesn't happen? Because they've pushed from reading an article, it looks like they've pushed the release dates back to they pushed them quite far back.
Yeah.
To sometime mid to late 2019. But at that point, Disney then owns Fox, so Disney couldn't just be like, no, actually, no. Which is not, so it would be good to see, I guess it would be good to see a farewell for Fassbender and McAvoy, who I think have done an excellent job of Charles and Magneto.
Yeah.
But if Kevin Feige wants to do his own version of the Dark Phoenix saga eventually, is he going to let that happen?
Well, he's in control, so he can do what he wants, can't he?
That's the thing. And as soon as in 2019 rolls around, he might just go to the Disney board and, hey, I know we've got these 2 movies to release. I don't want them to because it's going to affect my own plans.
So he's basically the new Caesar. This is the Roman Empire.
Oh no, because there's still also Lucasfilm.
So they've taken they've taken Fox. So now they've essentially, it's like Julius Caesar is taking Gaul. They've just basically got a whole heap of properties now.
Now here's the thing that I think everyone's forgetting: that Disney want to release something to compete against Netflix in 2019.
Yeah, because
that's now going to have all of Fox's properties on it.
Yeah, but they said didn't they say they're not including the
because Disney owns Netflix.
The Defenders series? They're not including Daredevil and
no, they can't include those because they're already owned by Netflix. So but Fox's catalog.
Yeah.
Simpsons and Futurama on a streaming service.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh wow.
That's big.
Yeah,
that's huge.
That is. If
that's massive.
Netflix, that would be the thing that you'd be like, oh my.
Well, then again, doesn't Disney actually own Netflix? There was
No.
I thought that was a whole thing recently where Disney owned Netflix, and so a whole heap of Disney stuff was going to come onto Netflix.
No. They're removing things off.
They're removing stuff to their Disney channel.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah.
So yeah, they had a lot of Disney movies on there, but now they're being pulled off because obviously Disney's going to launch this massive streaming service, and it's going to crush it.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, because they'll just put billions of dollars into it, and until it wins.
Yeah,
essentially.
So how long before Disney decide, let's take over a country, guys? Let's do it.
We could run it. We could totally run it.
I think first they would make Hollywood, like California, a country first. So they'd start where they all live and where they work, and then they would start building out. And
come, ladies, come.
Like, hey, United States of America, brought to you by Disney.
It's like, come, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the city of Eisner.
Yeah.
But other than that, I guess the next important news, obviously, is as of right now, they have officially started filming episode 9.
Ooh, is there a title yet?
Episode 9.
Yeah, there you go.
They have not officially announced the title, but what I thought was very, very interesting in the sort of announcement thing
is that Mark Hamill's coming back.
Mark Hamill's coming back, which I think is good, obviously.
Lando Calrissian.
Without him there, I don't think people. There's a core of fans out there that actually probably wasn't going to go see it if Hamill wasn't in it.
Yeah.
Me being in that core. But actually, apparently, it wasn't just me. I was like going, this is what I thought. Then I went online. No, I'm not. I was. Yeah. Apparently, I was not in the. There was a lot of other people going, without
the question is, how did they talk him into it?
Probably showing him the script would be the thing.
Yeah, that would be pretty big one.
Yeah.
I guarantee if he's coming back, it's because he wants to come back, and it's because they have something for him in there that makes him go, okay, cool, I will come back for that.
Yeah.
And what does Mark Hamill want? Like, what does he want for Luke?
Basically, like you see him talk about. He's practically almost semi-retired now from acting. He doesn't really. He does some voice work every now and then, and he'll go to conventions when he needs money. But apart from that, he's pretty much just like. Like, he was pretty much done after acting for a while there. Lando Calrissian coming back. I thought that's very, very, very good. I thought he should have been in episode 8.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that, but that would have killed him off.
No, here's the thing. Imagine. Let's go back to episode 8. Let's imagine the casino world.
Yeah.
You know how Maz goes, you need to go find this code breaker. He's going to be wearing a white jacket, rose lapel. And then you see a random guy there. You see who he is. Imagine if that was Lando.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Cameo.
And no one would have complained about the side quest.
No, they'd be like, oh my god, the side quest got us Lando.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect spot for it. Perfect. Whatever. But he's coming back. I'm really excited. Hopefully, he has obviously a fairly big role. I'm very concerned about their use of Carrie Fisher's footage.
Yeah.
That needs to be done with the utmost respect, obviously, because essentially,
they will.
Carrie Fisher. They cannot kill her in this saga, so essentially they need to be very careful about that, because essentially that's just not. They've asked the family for permission to use this footage, and they've agreed.
Yep.
The good thing is it's J.J. Abrams who shot the footage originally, so he knows what he has in the can.
Yeah.
So he knows what he has in the footage. Essentially, I would be very interesting to see what they do with this movie. If they just do a soft course correct, or do they continue down what Rian Johnson set up? I actually just hope that JJ just goes in there and
ignores it.
Ignores it. But like, essentially, when he made Force Awakens, he would have had some ideas. I hope he just goes back to his ideas, because look, it's not insane to say The Force Awakens was the strongest one of this trilogy. From a monetary standpoint, it is, and from people really, and from a buzz standpoint. So let's hope JJ can do something he hasn't done a lot, which is finish something well.
Or finish something at all.
He finished Lost eventually. He did Fringe as well, didn't he? Was that
he did Fringe? Yeah, but did he stay on for all of it? That's the thing.
He did.
Because my problem with the ending of Fringe is it kind of went, oh, we're going to end this now. There we go.
But look, working in television is very different. Like, sometimes you don't always get to do the perfect ending. You don't get to do the walk away.
Yeah, you don't get to do Scrubs season 8.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
So see, he was on Fringe. Yeah, so the Fringe. Yeah. I'm looking for what else he's done. Revolution.
But he did that with the Supernatural guy.
Yeah. Westworld. So
Which one?
Westworld.
Oh wow. Okay.
But he's only on that as a executive producer. That means nothing. He just.
It's like, here's my name, here's my money.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. But I'm cautiously optimistic on this.
See what happens. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Cautiously optimistic, which is not very optimistic at all. But let's
Yeah.
Let's see what happens on that.
Yeah.
Can they save themselves? Can Disney save this franchise? We'll see.
Okay, that's
Okay, what's the topic we've got now for
On that note, we came up with this idea. I don't know if it was when we were recording a podcast or when we were not recording a podcast, but Chris, you like to defend villains.
Oh, he's very good at.
You're good at defending villains.
I like to play devil's advocate on that. I like to see things from both sides of the argument.
Yes. So, me and Michael have a list.
So we'll each take turns to throw a name.
We'll take turns to throw a name, and you've got to defend their villaininess.
Okay.
Or their agendas.
Yep.
So I'm going to start off with an easy one just to warm you up. It's piss easy.
Yep.
Thanos.
I mean, that doesn't really need explaining. I mean, essentially, what he's actually talking about is, in terms of resources, is actually very important. Now, a lot of people have said, like, oh, why doesn't Thanos just make more resources? Because that doesn't actually fix the problem. People would still burn through their resources at the same rate, whilst wiping out a significant population of the universe actually gives the planet enough time to recover from the damage that humanity generally, or sentient life forms generally do, but it also teaches people a very valuable lesson about resource management. And I think it's so one. From one sense, I think he's saying, we should kill half the universe regardless, which is crazy. But when you think about it, from his side of things, and also from a universe standpoint, he's trying to basically teach the universe that these things are finite. Don't screw this up. I'm giving you this one more chance to become better. And as he explained on Gamora's planet, that planet is now fine. That planet has thrived since he's done it, because they've obviously learnt from the past, and they've actually been able to then sort of manage their resources correctly. So essentially, what he's doing, whilst it might seem harsh to some, absolutely is It makes sense why he's gone so spent that much time and effort into basically that into his plans.
Well, consider him defended.
There you go. Wow, I'm almost on Thanos' side
now. Michael, who you got for Chris?
Okay, who I have for you, Chris? As you remember in the Super Mario games, the arch nemesis of Mario himself, King Bowser.
But was Bowser really the enemy? Now, here's the thing you have to understand sort of about Bowser. I think Bowser, it's more of a Beauty and the Beast kind of storyline than, that, Peach got kidnapped 15 times now, how many games there is, and then constantly gets kidnapped. No one gets kidnapped that many times without wanting to be kidnapped there. I think, because essentially, we're being told the story from Mario's point of view, and he likes Peach, so he wants to go quote unquote rescue her. But what has Bowser actually done? So
what you're saying is Mario is the villain.
Well, you know what? It's a matter. You know what? It's a matter of perspective, because who's to say that Mario's not kidnapping the princess, whereas the princess actually loves Bowser.
And let's not forget something here. How many turtles has Mario killed? How many turtles has Mario killed?
How many has Bowser killed?
Species, man. We don't have plastic bags anymore to save turtles, and now he's jumping on their heads like, woo!
And then throwing their shells at the other ones.
Exactly. That's just, imagine you having your brother stepped on, and then being beaten to death with his shell. Let's be honest. Bowser is the real hero here, standing up against this lunatic in another universe, going in and, destroying the natural order of things.
Bowser is defended.
Wow. There you go. All
right.
That just happened.
Getting a little close to the belt here, but Hans Gruber.
Ooh, Die Hard.
Die Hard. We all know that the amount of wealth that Nakatomi had, you don't get that kind of wealth without getting your hands dirty. So in a way, what's Hans Gruber really doing there? Was he going to kill anyone? No. He was just, he obviously had to go in there. A lot of people, one person's terrorist is another person's freedom fighter. So essentially, Did we really even know what Hans Gruber was going to do with the money? You don't know. He might have had plans to redistribute the wealth, but clearly that Nakatomi look at the size of that building. Look at all the money they had in the thing, and look at all the kind of people involved in. Nakatomi was involved in something, and Hans Gruber was just bringing it to light.
There you go.
Far out. Jeez. All right, Chris, I've got one.
Yep.
The King Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
Joffrey Baratheon.
Oh, Joffrey Baratheon.
Joffrey Baratheon.
I had him too.
This is an interesting one because essentially, when we're looking at it from viewers and readers, we know that he's not the rightful king. Right? So we know that,
Yes, this is true.
What does Joffrey know, though? Nothing. Joffrey just assumes that his uncles, both of them who he's grown up with, that he's respected, that he's loved, have then obviously raised their banners against him. We also then find out that Eddard Stark's son, again, so he would have been raised on tales of the glory of Robert and Eddard Stark, taking the kingdom away from the Mad King.
Yes, yeah.
All he's seeing is people in his kingdom are just revolting from, in his mind, no apparent reason whatsoever. Essentially, we're looking at it from saying, would he would know. Why would he know, essentially? Why would he think that he was, growing up, he was told that he's a son of Robert Baratheon and the rightful heir to the kingdom. So when all these people are just basically causing significant amounts of war in a time when winter is coming, when they should be working on their harvest, he's just trying to end the war as quick as possible so they can get the food into. When you have to end a war quickly, there are some steps you have to do which some people consider evil, betrayals at the Red Wedding and things of that nature, but it is all about making sure that the kingdom has enough food to eat, because in Westeros, winters are not just 1 year. Winters last 7 years or longer sometimes. So essentially, he understands that he needs to end this war quickly. And is he going to get his hands dirty in the war? Absolutely. Is he going to burn and kill a few people that he wouldn't want to do another time? But they did not want to see reason, so he has to take the actions necessary for the kingdom to survive.
Wow.
There
you go.
All right, sticking with an old school medieval-y theme. Defend, Chris, for me, the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Well, I mean, the Sheriff of Nottingham is just doing the best job he can in the worst situation. So, you have a king who's basically bankrupted the kingdom fighting several crusades. And let's be honest, when he comes back unsuccessful from his crusades. And so what is he trying to do? He is trying to make sure that his agrarian society doesn't fall apart. And then you have a Robin Hood. Let's not forget, Robin Hood is also of nobility, who thinks, what's the best way to help people? Should I spend my own money in inheritance to help these people? No, I'm going to take from other people so then they can spend their money in the inheritance. If I was the sheriff, would I be trying to stop a lunatic like that in my kingdom? Absolutely. Now, when you steal money to give to other people, you're not actually helping them, because they're going to spend the money and you're creating then a welfare state that can't support itself. Now, Robin Hood, skilled archer, skilled swordsman, skilled, obviously you understand things. He could have taken those individuals from the Merrymen, trained them as mercenaries, sent them overseas to fight and earn coin for the crown, come back, and then redistributed that wealth, which is rightfully earned. But what does he do? No, let's steal from people who've earned their money. Let's steal from the rich.
Is this a little close to home for you, Chris?
Wow. I'm not rich.
No, but you work for a bank.
I work for a bank, but I mean,
defend the Commonwealth Bank. No,
I'm a peasant. I'm a peasant in all this. But again, it's just what Robin Hood is doing is creating a handout welfare state, and we can't agree with that sort of behaviour.
Yes.
Who you got now, Mike?
Okay, my next one, Chris.
Yep.
Are the ghosts from Pac-Man. So, when you eat the thing and then the ghosts go plop, 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 and they all go towards it.
So again, let's take a look. You're living in your house. You're living in your land. The place that belongs to you, and then all of a sudden some guy walks in, just starts eating your stuff, and then high on drugs, then tries to bite your face off. Now, you telling me that why are they the bad guys? What did they, just because they were in the maze?
Why are they ghosts?
Does being in a maze automatically make you a bad guy? Right now, you've got a psychotic little yellow chompy thing going in there at once, stealing berries, stealing
magic
pills,
stealing pills,
getting himself high on narcotics, then trying to eat the ghosts' faces off. That sounds like a lunatic to me. I don't know why the game is about Pac-Man. It should be about these poor ghosts, suffered horribly. The whole idea on ghosts is that the reason why they die and they hang around is because they have unfulfilled things in life. And to have the existent torment of constantly not being able to die and then having this crazy lunatic chase up and eat you and send yourself into some sort of abyss, like dark abyss of a portal. I mean, come on. What are we really saying here about Pac-Man?
All right. I reckon one more each.
One more each.
I give to you Skeletor from He-Man.
Ooh, Skeletor.
Oh.
That's easy. He's awesome. No, I don't know.
Skeletor is a very interesting case because essentially Skeletor, has one half of the Sword of Power. Rightfully, that means either one can actually attain the secrets of the Castle Grayskull. Why does it have to be He-Man? According to society that they live in, half of them are humans, half of them are other strange creatures. What this is class warfare, really. We have He-Man stepping on the downtrodden, who, again, we don't know. Why is He-Man hoarding the secrets of Castle Grayskull all for himself? Why, Skeletor is an anarchist. We can all say that. But essentially, what he's simply trying to do is make sure that the secrets of Grayskull are not being passed down like some family heirloom from one He-Man to his next to the next.
Information is power.
Absolutely, and my man Skeletor is just to make sure that everyone gets the right information.
All right, my last one, and it will test your knowledge of Captain Planet and the Planeteers. But basically, I want you to defend Hoggish Greedley.
Captain Planet.
Do you
Not
remember
that pig dude, isn't it?
Yes, the Pig Man.
Defend the Pig Man.
That was the pig guy. He was the bad guy, and okay. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Captain Planet here for a second. And the planet, everyone says the planet needs to be saved because essentially they say, the planet is important, blah, blah, blah. But we all know the planet doesn't give two craps about the human race. If we were, again, as we have said, if we die tomorrow, the planets will just take over and swarm over the entire world and erase us from our existence. Sure, was this pig guy's plan of stealing oil and dumping it in the ocean the best solution? No, but essentially, what he's trying to do and what his message in there is oil dumping he's trying to let people know that there has to be a better way to ship oil around the world than these very flimsy cargo containers. Yeah, that's important. 2, he's trying to relieve the world from the oil efficiency. He's trying to take away the oil lifeline of industries because they're working harder on solar power and energy by simply destroying the oil supply. If it happens to kill a few penguins, it happens to kill a few penguins. Again, all we hear is that Captain Planet is going to go save the world by how? Stopping pollution? I mean, as far as I'm aware, Captain Planet fails in his mission. Whilst he's busy trying to fight this pig, the Earth has a hold hand in its ozone layer because he's trying to go from fight one pig in his stupid, in his crazy plans. Is the pig a hero? No, but is he the outright villain that needs to be constantly stopped on a weekly basis? No, come on.
I think you didn't do too well on that one, Chris. But
dude, I haven't watched who that dude was.
Yes,
that was so obscure. I was like, going, who the? I don't know. I remembered he was a pig, but again, that's all I've got to remember.
The pig guy, and for some reason, he was from Texas.
Yeah,
as
was
well.
He?
Yeah, it was it was that pig guy, and he wore the. Yeah, I watched a lot of Captain Planet when I was a kid.
I can see. I was
Yes.
like, pig. I knew he was a pig, and that's about all I knew he was from.
Google him. As soon as you Google him, you go, oh, that guy. He was always fascinated with oil.
For our listeners out there, if there's any villains that you want Chris to try and defend, let us know.
Yes.
And,
We would like to hear
and
your
we'll pass it on to
suggestions.
him, and he will defend them.
The most important thing I think we should say is I have not seen your list prior.
No, that's it.
That's important. Because essentially, again, anyone can defend someone once they have plans and time to defend someone.
This is
And
off the cuff defending.
Yes. Yeah. Which is scary because I had to use a lot of mind and thought.
Yeah.
Now, before we sign off,
Yep.
let's talk about something in movies. I think that I think is important in movies, and it's important. I think that movies get back to it. For some reason, many years ago, Hollywood decided that the Han Solo types was the best kind of character. Because you got your, Star-Lords, your Tony Starks, they all, and then
the anti-heroes.
Anti-heroes.
Anti-hero kind of renegade.
I think anti-heroes have their place, but I think what makes a good movie, in my mind, is just a classic stand-up hero. And let me just bring it down to you here. My favorite scene in the new Avengers: Infinity Wars.
Yep.
One of the scene to me that makes that movie so special, or stands out so special to me, is when the scene when Vision and Scarlet Witch are fighting, Thanos' like sidekicks, whatever they're called,
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you see the train go by, then you hear the Avengers theme, and then you see Captain America step out from the shadow, and then you say to yourself, "Oh crap, you're dead now. Oh, now you're gonna get it. Oh, you're done."
Yeah.
Because essentially he's that hero. He's that, essentially the world seems to be wanting to pull itself apart. And they seem to be forgetting what movies are. Movies are meant to be an escape from reality. So you are meant to have heroes in the movies that stand tall and stand up for their beliefs and are great and basically saying, well, in our role models saying, this is who you should aspire to be. Be more like Cap. What are your thoughts?
No, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon that's definitely... I think we do need
good.
more of the traditional heroes.
But
throughout mythology, people have told, again, as I've said before, that they've told the story of the hero's journey through every single civilization, because that's how, because through people's mythology is actually how they teach people how to behave.
Yeah.
So they're saying, the mythology is saying, don't be an ass.
Yeah.
Step one, and when the situation calls for it, try to be a hero, and then, that's, to me, that's important.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. That's probably why the Australian government banned bushranger movies way back when, because they were worried that bushrangers was going to rise up again and start robbing people.
Afraid, like, wait, people are going to start stealing.
Thus ruining the Australian film industry from its beginning.
Did we even have a film industry? Let's be honest.
No. Well, we had the very first full feature film, and we were very popular. And then the government went, right, no more.
And that's turned out so well for us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we could have been the Hollywood. It could have been Captain America going, yeah, too right, mate. I'm going to beat you up, fantasy.
I'm not sure if that'd be a good thing or a bad thing.
But it probably would be a bad thing to us now because we grew up the other way.
Yes.
It all depends on how you experienced it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
But no, I definitely agree with you there, Chris.
Yes.
Need more heroes-y people.
More hero-y people.
People that we can aspire to.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing, because it is an escape. You want to be able to watch a movie and forget about the humdrum of life and whatever, and like to look up to these people that are just larger than life and just I mean, it's I mean, every movie is a journey. I mean, how many times do you go back and watch a movie, and and because you just feel like going through that journey of that story again.
Absolutely.
Back to the Future for me.
Yeah. So Jamie's is Back to the Future. Mike, what's
your go-to? What's your go-to?
What's your go-to?
My go-to is Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
All 12 hours.
All 12 hours of it. Yeah, the classic journey.
I'm
the
guessing
classic
it's Star Wars, Chris.
Return of the Jedi is my obviously.
Nice.
Is that's my go-to film, and it'll always be. I don't think I'll ever have another go-to film like that. I mean, assuming that's just it.
Do you remember?
But Lord of the Rings is a good one too, because essentially that's Aragorn. I mean, that's such a good story.
Do you remember when we tried to have that tradition every New Year? We'd sit down and watch the entire Lord of the Rings back
we need to
back.
bring that back. We need to bring that back.
And then we'd start at like 4 in the afternoon. And it'd be like
a long ass trilogy.
4 in the morning, and it'd get to 3 a.m. and I'd be like, "No, I'm done, guys."
Yeah, zombies. Yeah,
we need to watch it all again.
we do.
definitely.
Not
We
just
do.
the normal edition. We need to watch the extended.
I've got all the extendeds.
I got all the extendeds too.
Awesome.
Blu-ray.
There you go. We should totally do that.
That
That's
is
fun. And
that is like
you two
14
listeners-
hours of television.
The best kind.
Cool. Well, I think, what do you say, we wrap it up there?
Indeed.
We've been the 3 Nerd Migos. Check us out on iTunes. Give us a review. I'm going to put out a special holler to our first follower, a guy called Ryan. I know him well. He's our first subscriber to our channel. So,
Go
hey,
Ryan.
He's a Batman expert. Might have him on some point.
Get him
Is
on
he
as
a
a
bell?
guest.
He's a legitimate Batman expert, not a Peter Vogel Stargate expert.
It wasn't a Stargate at all.
No. But yeah.
All right.
Until next time.
Until next time.
This is the 3 Nerd Migos signing out.
Cheers.